Power does not belong to the celebrated, but to those who endure, conceal and strike with precision when the moment demands it. And this truth echoes not only through political history, but also through the quiet survival of individuals who live on the margins. For the celebrated often bask in temporary glory that blinds them to the fragility of their position, while the unseen and underestimated sharpen their instincts in silence, building an arsenal of resilience and cunning that grants them control when fortune shifts. Because celebration is built on applause and perception, and applause is fleeting, but endurance is forged in solitude and trial. Concealment is a shield that keeps the enemy unaware, and the precision strike is the decisive act that transforms weakness into dominance. And in the tale of Kaya Clark from Where the Crawdads Sing, this keynote of Machiavelli's wisdom becomes flesh, for she is not celebrated, not honored, not even acknowledged as a rightful part of the community. Instead cast away and ridiculed as the marsh girl, and yet through that abandonment she endures. For endurance is not passive suffering, but an active refusal to surrender to despair. It is the art of learning to live in scarcity, to cultivate knowledge of one's surroundings until every reed, feather, and ripple of water becomes a tool for survival. And in this sense, Kaya practices what princes in Machiavelli's vision must grasp: that fortune may strip you of inheritance and position, but virtue, the strength of mind and will, can reclaim control. And concealment becomes her greatest ally, not in the theatrical sense of wearing costumes, but in the deeper way of masking her strength beneath the appearance of vulnerability, of letting others underestimate her, for the underestimated are rarely guarded against. They slip under suspicion, and in the case of Chase Andrews, his arrogance blinds him, for he believes he possesses her. Yet in her silence, she conceals the growing awareness that possession is a threat to her very sovereignty. And when the moment comes, she strikes with precision, not out of reckless passion, but with the cold clarity Machiavelli admired. Because to leave a threat unchecked is to invite destruction, and the act of removing Chase is not only about safety, but about reclaiming power in a world designed to deny her any. And even when society drags her into court, when the eyes of the town judge her guilty by birth and rumor, she continues to embody this keynote, for she does not attempt to win their love or to plead with sentiment. She relies on appearances, on the manipulation of doubt, on the reality that people see what they want to see. And she allows her silence to be mistaken for fragility, when in truth it is the ultimate concealment of strength, and she walks free, not because justice is pure, but because she mastered the art of surviving under the gaze of those who wished her erased. And Machiavelli would recognize in her story the proof of his principle, that power rests not with those who glitter, but with those who endure storms, conceal their weapons, and strike only once with finality. When the timing secures lasting victory, and the marsh itself becomes a metaphor for this keynote, because it too endures concealed in its seeming fragility, overlooked by the civilized world, yet within it lies a kingdom of balance and savagery, where survival depends not on glory, but on adaptation, where the smallest creature thrives by knowing when to flee, when to camouflage, and when to deliver a decisive attack. And Kaya, in her bond with this environment, mirrors the political survivor Machiavelli described, for she learns not to waste strength on constant battles, but to conserve until the right moment. And this keynote teaches us that life rewards not the loudest nor the most adored, but the one who can master patience, cloak intention, and act with precision when it counts, because rulers, warriors, and outcasts alike are measured not by the songs sung of them, but by the endurance of their reign, the secrecy of their plans, and the swiftness of their decisive blows. And this keynote stretches beyond Kaya's marsh into the fabric of all human struggle, reminding us that the celebrated may dazzle, but their fame often blinds them to vulnerability, while those in the shadows build empires of knowledge and strategy, unseen until their moment arrives, and when it does, they do not hesitate. Because hesitation is weakness, and weakness invites ruin. And thus power flows not from applause, but from endurance, concealment, and the strike, as timeless in the swamps of North Carolina as in the palaces of Florence.